Hello, this is Lolly, and today I'm sharing this project that I made with graphic arts using Dura-Lar clear film and double-tack mounting film. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with this, and these are photo sleeves that hold 4 by 6 inch photos. This brand is C-Line, so I don't know if the measurements of yours will be the same, but I like the quality of this super heavy-duty page protector for photos. So what you'll see is we have a top-loading photo sleeve. This is for a like the information that you would put under the photo. Another photo sleeve and another one of those. So, but if you turn them sideways, what you see is, if I can cut this off and cut this off, what I have is a journal cover, the spine, and a journal cover. So I'm going to trim off this strip that has the holes punched, and I'm going to go outside the stitch line so that my pockets will be held together. Okay, now this is extra too because I only need the cover, spine, cover. I don't need this. In order to reinforce my pages or my covers, I'm using the Graphics Dura-Lar .010. And in order to reinforce the spine, I'm using the craft plastic, which is crystal clear, also by Graphics. It looks cloudy because there's a protective film on the top and bottom that have to be removed. And the reason I'm using the craft plastic for the spine is it is even more durable. So I cut the spine at 7/8 inch wide by 7 1/4 inch tall. And then I cut 2 of the Dura-Lar .010 at 3 7/8 inch wide by 7 1/4 inch tall. So these are really bigger than what would hold a 4 by 6 photo. So these are going to be my reinforcements. But what I want to do for the front cover is spice it up just a little bit, and I'm going to use this double-tack mounting film and a heart hole punch, and I'm going to punch out 3 hearts here. Now these are double-sided, and I'm putting them toward the top of my design. This one's going to go right in the center, and this one's going to come down like right there at an angle. I want to give this a good burnish before I peel those, but I don't want to just burnish it with a bone folder, even one that's as flat as this, because I still might scratch my Dura-Lar or leave drag marks. So I'm going to turn that upside down, put cardstock on it, and then gently go over it. Make sure you're using a very flat edge surface and not a curved bone folder. Okay, we're going to turn that over, peel these. I'm finding that if I bend the Dura-Lar just a little bit, there we go. I'm going to apply glitter to that. I have my little glittering tray. This is a baking pan that I got at a thrift store. I put a piece of paper in the bottom, and I have this empty spice container that I filled with microfine glitter. Okay, I've got that on there, and I'm going to put it down and also just kind of smush that in just to make sure that that's really adhered. This is my glitter brush. That's all I use it for. Now, remember how I wanted to burnish it before? I want to burnish it again. So it's on there good. Now, this adhesive, this double tack is permanent. It's archival. Okay, so I have this now. Here is my cover. I want the openings on the top instead of underneath, just so I can work with it. So I'm going to slide this in here with those hearts in the top. This is going to be so cute. I want to turn this into a shaker. I love translucent ones. We'll add a few of these darker ones in there. So this is my collection. So then what I do is I put some of each of those in here in these to make my little shaker mix. I think this time I'm going to use the big tray because I have a big project going on here. So we're going to mix these together. So what I'm going to do is open this up, pour this in there on top of my Dura-Lar. Now what I'm going to do is take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch just outside the Dura-Lar. Now I can stitch on the Dura-Lar itself, it's not a problem, but I'm going to stitch just outside it to seal this up. If you have a fuse tool, you can use that to seal yours. You can staple several times across here and then cover that staple line up with washi or your favorite tape. And also, while I have it at the sewing machine, I'm going to stitch right around the spine, and I'm going to stitch around this as well. But first, before I do that, I'm going to add the same shaker mix to this and then go in my machine and stitch, 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 and I will be back. This is sewn shut, and how fun is that? I'm so happy with it. And again, you can see the hearts right here. And so for my holes on this, it doesn't matter how wide this is, I'm just going to kind of center my spine on this grid. And I'm going to put this down the middle here. Okay, and so I'm going to take a Sharpie. I marked about 1.5 inches in on each end here. And I have the white eyelets here. Okay, so I just need to make sure that I don't have any of the sequins under where I'm going to reach. And it just occurred to me, this is not going to reach in. So I'm going to use the big bite. You can use yours, you can draw your holes further out like 1 inch away, and that way your hole punch can work. Okay, now I'm going to take that same paper and mark my booklets here. Now I'm going to stitch these in here, and I'm going to use this waxed linen cord. I'm going to use an embroidery needle. I've never laced this way before. I'm making this up. So flipping this over because this is my front. I'm going to come in here and out this back hole. Now I'm going to come in here in this bead here. Go down there. What I'm doing differently this time is I'm putting both of these in the same hole. So although I did this in this one, I'm going to come up the bottom of this one, out the top, and back through that same hole. Okay, back through that bead. Now I'm going to go back up through that bottom hole and through the bottom of that back one here. So now all I need to do is tighten everything up. There we go, that is tight. And now you'll see I have smooth waxed linen here, and this one's going to have a knot on it. There you go. I love how shaky this is. Isn't that sweet? For a closure, I used glittered heart cardstock, also punched with the same punch that I did here. And I just stapled it in here with matching hearts with a ribbon between them, front and back, and now it ties together. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for coming along on this creative journey from graphics, arts, and Palooza. Be sure to check out all the links for all the products in the supply list, and thank you so much for watching.